Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com. In this Driving in Wyoming podcast, we're driving the 2014 IS350 F Sport from Lexus. This is a beautiful car, and we had it in the F Sport packaging with all-wheel drive. The term sports sedan is funny because it's very watered down, so you get a mixed reaction from people when you tell them that you're driving a sports sedan. A lot of them will snicker because it's just not what it used to. It doesn't mean what it used to mean. Nowadays, if the car that you're driving does not have a German nameplate, people will probably not believe you when you say that it's a sports sedan. However, the IS350 in the F Sport package is definitely a sports sedan. In the new design for 2014, the IS350 in this F Sport rendition sees more decisive styling, a larger interior, and better road presence. The IS350 sedan is available in rear-wheel or all-wheel drive. We drove it in all-wheel drive and highly recommend that. There are 3 trim levels for this. We drove the F Sport trim, also highly recommended. There are a lot of improvements that create what the new Lexus IS350 looks like. A lot of those are under the skin. There's too many to really name because it's got a longer wheelbase, better bodywork, tighter handling, a better chassis, a lot of things. These design elements focused on a more contemporary sedan style. It's a 50-50 split look with the door pillar between the front and rear doors, splitting the car in half. Lexus creates elegance with this by adding a European swoosh in the rear pillar and side windows and a short rakish windscreen angle, as well as a shorter rounded nose than it had before. Body lines turn upward and back and enhance the elegant speed that's the overall impression this Lexus sedan is aiming for. It's a very smart, simple style and has no pretentiousness about it. It does kind of fail to stand out in a crowd of luxury sports sedans, most of them having German nameplates, but it doesn't disappear in that throng either. Lexus has, just like its father Toyota, perfected the look good but blend in styling thing, and it works very well here. On the interior, the improvements from 2013 to 2014 are huge. And by huge, I mean everything is bigger now. In the front, your leg and shoulder room are expanded, and in the rear, shoulder and headroom are very much improved. Although knee space in the back is still a little bit scant, there aren't very many in this market that have good leg room in the rear. It's part of the small sedan thing. As befits a sports sedan, though, almost everything in the interior is focused on the driver. The driver's cockpit has an array of controls that are all positioned and unconfused. Very well done, with a well-molded shifter and nicely positioned steering wheel. You can see all of that showcased in our interior review of this car. So I will link to that from this, but you will see it on our YouTube. There is the 2014 IS350 interior review. That should show you all the great stuff they put in this car. It's very well done. The trunk is also larger. It's large for this segment, and they added rear split fold seats, which makes a huge difference in how practical this is versus last year. The overall goal in the 2014 Lexus IS350 is to have a combination of luxury and performance feel. The F Sport is very well done. Under the hood, that performance comes from a 3.5-liter V6, and that's been the mainstay engine for this model for years. You'll remember we talked about it when we drove the IS350 convertible. Well, it's a solid performing engine. It outputs 306 horsepower, 277 pound-feet of torque, and has a 6-speed automatic transmission with the all-wheel drive. In rear-wheel drive, it's an 8-speed automatic. This results in 1926 city highway miles per gallon, for the EPA giving it a combined 21 miles per gallon overall. The rear-wheel option ups that by 1 point. Lexus gives the F Sport, the IS350 F Sport, a 0 to 60 time of 5.6 seconds in rear-wheel drive and about 5.8 in all-wheel drive. I was able to get 6.8, which is pretty good considering I am not a professional sports driver. This car loves to go fast. it has a great time burning up the freeway on-ramp, or starting out from the stop sign and going across the street and then blazing up the bridge over onto Highway 215 up to Albin. I mean, just this car just wants to go fast. And one of the things they did that's very, very cool is they added a new intake sound generator under the hood, and that produces just a beautiful note when the car's under hard acceleration. It's a throaty addition that it doesn't do anything for performance, but it upgrades the car's driving satisfaction in a huge way. It just sounds great. It's throaty and muscular and wants to go places. When you don't push the pedal down, when you just drive it around like a normal person, the IS350 is very, very refined. It's very nicely done. It cruises very well. It does highway very well. Make sure to use the sport settings, however. There is a knob, you'll see it on the interior review for this car, where you select the sport settings. If you're on the highway, just put it in eco mode, let everything soften up, and it just glides. It loves the freeway, which sets it apart from the German sedans, because the German sedans that dominate this market don't have that same kind of driving experience. They're all about the corner and all about the speed and all about, they do not have that same highway refinement for just everyday cruising. Something that's missing in this segment and that Lexus has finally filled. It's very well done. The only real competition here is the Infiniti Q50 in terms of that highway drive with that sportiness included. That's another very well done car here. One thing that is a problem here, though, with this car has great handling, great refinement, a beautiful interior, very innovative instrument cluster. You'll see that in the review, in the interior review, very well done there. But it has a very slow shift response. When you put it in manual mode and you use those paddle shifters, it takes a long time. It's a visible delay where you can actually count it out between when you run the paddle and when it actually shifts. You have to get used to that if you're going to use that to get performance numbers. To get that 6.8 seconds in the 0 to 60, I had to really learn that timing first. Also, the back seats are pretty small. That's normal in this segment, but you should note that if you plan on using this as any kind of family car, you will not sit adults in the back. But to bring it all together, the 2014 Lexus IS350 F Sport is a very well-built, comfortably luxurious sedan with a great overall feel. It's not the best at anything, but it doesn't skimp on anything either. It shows why Lexus is such a fast-growing luxury car maker. This is a great car. So, for Driving in Wyoming, this has been Aaron at AaronOnAutos.com. We'll talk to you again soon.